What's going on, everybody? It's Chris Classic dropping off a car vlog. I just left work. God bless you. If you celebrate Thanksgiving, that's fine. If this is a day for family, a lot of people go into technical terms when I hear ridicule or separate. Have a wonderful day. God is good. Let's come to God for peace and Thanksgiving and realize how grateful we should be. Got us from a lot of things that we couldn't get ourselves out of, healed us, protected us, let us get over things we thought would take us out. So it's very important to remember that. God bless you. I wanted to talk about this real quick. Before that, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also the C3 Ultimate Wrestling YouTube channel. Me and my wife's professional wrestling company. We have a lot of our matches and we got promos going to be dropped in the future for our next show, Press Start 2. I wanted to talk about this real quick because it is a talking point on almost every aspect of life. Politics. And the question is, do politics have a place in professional wrestling? Now, this is a slippery slope. I can't say yes or no. I can say yes and no as well. I can agree and I can disagree. Listen, I think when people think politics, I think people think that politics are anything that you're against, right? So if you like apples and you despise oranges, and then a wrestling company say Happy Orange Day, oh, I don't want to go through politics because I don't like oranges. So I do think when people think of politics, it's like that. I think it's more deeper than that, and I think it's more of what we prefer, hypocrisy, and even bigotry, or just personals, which is okay to a certain extent for certain things. So wrestling is not shy from dealing with politics, just like anything else. So some people believe, I believe, I know that God in Christ is real. I know it's real, but some people do not. But I do want people to know when they go on to C3 Ultimate Wrestling, you're going to know that we are Christ-based. And I am not perfect. Didn't say I was. But I am trying my best to live sin-free and be amongst God and to serve and help others. I understand that. And I'm aware. And even in the book, it says people will not agree with your lifestyle and will feel a certain way. I understand that. And I'm at peace with that. I'm not going to force nothing on you. There's a difference. I'm not forcing what I believe on you. I'm letting you know how I feel and what I know. You get what I'm saying? That's one thing. But when it goes into political stuff, I think a lot of people, it's a trigger term more than anything. At the end of the day, there's so many wrestling companies that may promote what you have or what you like and what you support that you don't have to watch an AEW. You don't have to watch a WWE. You can watch an MLW. You can watch a C3 Ultimate Wrestling and things like that. I do think that most of it is not even politics. It's more towards pandering as well. June is considered Pride Month. And then for WWE and AEW, they have a lot of stars that are that way and gay and all that. They talk about how happy they are, they get noticed or they're living their life and stuff like that. And as soon as it's July 1st, it's Thanos at Endgame. I don't even know who you are. My thing is, if you're so passionate about that, and even me as a believer, on especially like things like Christmas and stuff like that, if you're so passionate on this kind of stuff, you should want to fight for continued awareness. Politics is just one of those things. It's just a part of business. And even in wrestling, we look at Donald Trump and his contributions to WWE and what he was doing with Vince McMahon, shaving the bald and stuff. You fast forward, he was the president. Linda McMahon, Vince's ex-wife, I guess, or wife, I don't know what they are now because everything going on. She was part of the board for a little bit. So these are things that go hand in hand. A lot of people pander, and some people support what they pander, and some people don't. My thing is this, as being a man of color, and then I see a lot of stuff, with tragedies and people getting killed or misused, whatever color they are, and then companies turn around and want to support it because that's the popular thing to do. Things that are trending can be political. You get what I'm saying? Everybody goes to church all of a sudden. Bible is the number one book in the world and all of that, a lot of wrestling companies going to be trying to sell a Bible. They're going to try to promote it. They're going to try to do this kind of stuff. It's just what the world is. The world tries to do that. And that even goes into wrestling. If they believe in something or if they don't believe in something, if it's making them a lot of money, they're going to use it. Is it fair? Probably not. Because sometimes their intentions are not that great. Black History Month comes out. You see that same thing of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and them going to Memphis to see the hotel where MLK got assassinated at. You see the same thing over and over and over. Not to say I'm tired of it or anything like that, because you do have some people that are happy that they are being acknowledged, and that's fine. But sometimes it's about how you lead with it. You get what I'm saying? Do you lead with it? Does it mess with the quality? Is it actually intentional? Is it educational? What am I benefiting from it? Is this bearing fruit? You get what I'm saying? I think that a lot of people want to make money. A lot of companies do want to make money. So it's just like, okay, when that long ago it was a Spanish Heritage Month, Latin Heritage Month. And even now on Instagram, there's like a Latin thing that they're trying to do with influencers and stuff. And then you look at these influencers who are of Latin descendancy and stuff like that. And then you see that it looks fake because y'all making them people act like they care about what y'all doing when it's something that should have been done. It should be natural. You know what I'm saying? Things should be natural. But we are at a time in our life where people promote something and want to get everybody involved when it's beneficial or whatever like that. You can like it or not. But that's just one of those things with politics and stuff like that. Everybody's going to have their opinion. I'm going to sit here and say I don't watch everything Christ-based. Or I don't listen to Christ-based music. I don't listen to a lot of it. But I do listen to it and stuff like that. And sometimes I can't just like not watch certain things because I do think like people like to test God and you shouldn't. Or there's some things will be like, oh, I don't have to partake in it. I don't have to post about it or anything. I can talk about it. You know, it's a free country. I think a lot of people need to realize that. Me being a believer, a lot of people like to say, oh, y'all so quick to judge, but then they turn around and judge me as a believer. You get what I'm saying? So that's for another time. So with the political thing, with wrestling, with a lot of stuff, it's about money, and sometimes it is about people's beliefs. You know, if you have a company that is Christ-based like mine, we're going to say that from the jump. Not saying we're going to force you to do certain things. We could recommend, and we're not going to like not book you unless it's something that is crazy or something that puts stuff in uncomfortable, because we are human as well. We go through certain things that we might not support and we might not like. Everybody's different. It's funny, I was listening to Jim Cornette today, and he was talking about Scotty 2 Hottie's comments about not wanting to wrestle a woman, and he deactivated his Twitter. And he said something that was really good and very true. Everybody is not equal in this world. Every man is not the same. Not the same height, not the same weight. We could be that, but we have certain limitations. Certain things that person can do that I can't do. Women can't do certain things men can do. Men can't do certain things women can do. So I understand equal opportunity. Fine. But then there's a certain thing that goes with that. You can't just say equal opportunity and stuff like that. If it's an MMA thing and the guy knocks out a woman, then y'all be mad at the guy. But if the woman knocks out the man, y'all will be embarrassing the guy. You see how that works? You want the same opportunities. But then there's even an asterisk with that, because there's certain things that have to go. There's order that needs to be happened. There's order that needs to be said and done, which is true. This is very, very true. And I'm all for it. And y'all already know how I feel about intergender matches. And this coming from a dude who had a show that had a whole bunch of intergender matches. But we did it great, because you're supposed to do it great. But going back into the political thing, a lot of people do feel a certain way. And then the thing is, most of these companies, they're not even going with this wokeness, this new wokeness, because now a lot of people are making money off of it. So that just shows you what their intentions was in the first place. A lot of people getting fired. A lot of woke hires, if you call them. You know, hey, this person is a checkbox. And a checkbox is somebody that fits a role of something. You know, just because you're the loudest in the room, that does not mean that you're going to be the best consumer in the room. And we've seen that, regardless if it's religion, color, bloodline, orientation, what you feel like you are. Some of these people not even pouring in money for companies that are like that. And then all inclusive, that's a funny word to me because we know that that's not all inclusive if we sit and think about it. Most of it, case in point, main idea of this video as I'm wrapping it up. Most of it is about money and opportunity more than anything. You know, you got some people that say they are a diehard Apple person. They love apples. But then if the people who love oranges give them a lot of money, you can pay that person to say, I'm an orange person and I hate Apple and stuff like that. And I'm just using that as an example because it's a whole bunch of stuff out there. You can pay that person to do that. Or if the Apple person despises oranges, you can pay that person to promote the oranges and stuff like that. If the orange people make a lot of money off the oranges and stuff and that benefits the Apple people not going to pay attention to the Apple stuff like that. That's just the way it is. People's intentions is be so wrong. I'm all for being successful and making money. I'm all for that. But to think that a lot of these multi-billion dollar companies care is asinine. It's asinine. You got months that celebrate certain things, certain cultures, certain vibes that these companies they promote. But then as soon as that month is over, or week is over, they're back to the regularly scheduled program. And you do have people who do watch wrestling that be like, oh, well, I came to escape politics. And I understand because sometimes it's not natural. Maybe if it's more of a natural thing or how you do something, maybe it works out. And one more point before I do leave is some of this is not even just politics. Some of it is morality. And the irony in it all is that everybody's morals are different, regardless if they worship or they do not worship the same God or anything, or they don't, or just a person, or, oh, I like this. Oh, well, I don't like that. Well, my opinion is more important because of ABCD. It's just a steep slope, basically. You know, anything that you do not like, I wouldn't say that it's politics. I just think that people use that term because it's just right there. It's just a triggered word, and it's just like, hey, if you don't like something, there's a lot of things I don't like on both companies. Y'all know. I'll be looking at stuff, hey, I don't like this, so I don't like how this person wrestles. Oh, I don't like that this person's calling themselves the devil or stuff like that. You guys know this stuff, and it's like, at the end of the day, it's not to the point where I get so irritated to where I'm gotta watch it because I need you guys to support, and I'm grateful for you guys supporting me, hands down. But at the same time, if I'm that sick or that ignorant, if that irritated of it, I don't need to watch it. I don't have to support it. They'll be alright, maybe. That's up to the good Lord to decide what their longevity is going to be. But at the same time, I think a lot of people just get all topsy-turvy with the situation, and it's just like, hey, you do have other companies that aren't sponsored or cannot be bought that shows pro wrestling and stuff like that. But everything isn't a political thing. Sometimes people like where they come from or their culture, regardless of if it's good or bad, good or evil. That's just one of those things. I just wanted to talk about it. Politics are something that is in life and is also in wrestling. It's how you view it. What's your view on politics? Because my definition of politics could be different from somebody else's. Sometimes people tune out the political thing and want to watch the actual wrestling. Sometimes people cut it off because they're sick of it. When I was going to wrestling shows and they was doing the anthem, even now, it wasn't that long ago I was at a wrestling show and they did the anthem. Some people sat down. One lady wanted to take a knee. Poor lady, she couldn't take a knee. I don't know if she was going through some pain or something, but she couldn't even take the knee. But she didn't get up. Some people get up, some people don't. Some people mind their business and stuff like that. And that's their choice. That's their right to. But people are going to say that's political. It's political to stand up. It's political to sit down. It's political to take a knee. That's what I'm saying. Political stuff can just be so subjective, and it's so crazy. Don't let it get the best of it. That's all I wanted to talk about today. If you guys have any comments, questions about it, we can agree to disagree. Just leave a comment. That's fine. We can talk about this situation. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes this makes stuff better as a whole. I hope you guys are having a great day. God bless. This is Chris Classic. Let's take it home.